See how this goes. Hey, good morning, Joe. Good morning, uh, Clint. Good morning, Sergeant Maximus. Gary. Hello, everybody. I don't think anyone's actually here. You guys are actually here? No, you all just came in and then left again. Good morning, y'all. Let's get this show up and running. Coming to you live deep from South Texas. This is Patrick, OMKR. Good morning, Blessed. I'm about 7 miles from the Mexican border today on this bright and sunny blue sky, not a cloud in the sky day over here. Sorry if I gave you all any kind of dizziness there. So yeah, apparently a bunch of people left comments. Yeah, there's Clint. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad to see you. I hope today finds you happy, healthy, and whole. The three H's. I hope it finds you doing well, and if you're having trouble, may today be better for having come here, and may you leave with a little bit better attitude and a little bit better day coming your way. I really hope so. This morning, well, first of all, thank you all. Last night was fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope you like the home studio. It was kind of cool. I also hope you like the banners I've come up with for the morning show and the night show. The night show is going to be irregular, so I can't promise when I'll be on at night. It kind of depends on when I get done with paperwork and if I'm running, early on stuff. And if that's the case, I will usually throw up a banner by mid-evening so that y'all can see it, and that way y'all will know. I also try not to step on anyone's toes. If someone else has a show on Knife Tube schedule listed, I will try not to go at that time if I catch it and I pay attention. But frankly, I get done with work and I want to come and visit, I probably will forget. So yeah, that's the way it goes. I've got some titanium for everyone to see this morning and talk about. And I was just thinking today, I got a comment. Earlier about a show that my wife was watching, and it was about how people wake up, and the first thing they do is they get on their phone and they start doom scrolling, and all they get is negative news or political news or societal news about this, that, and the other bad thing going on, and was thinking about that, and it occurred to me that hey, that's exactly what I'm trying to do with this show is give everyone a positive good morning show to come and hang out and visit with rather than doing the doom scrolling and negative things. So I was just delighted that I got that feedback, and it actually seems like there's a real need for some positive input and positive entertainment out there, and I'm glad to see that. So flipping today is my usual. Let's see here. I'm flipping the Chavez Liberation, I believe, Street Tonto. Very nice knife. Two heavy slabs of titanium, so very appropriate for the day. There's not a bit of milling in there. My Irish side just came out. And not a bit of milling in there at all. And a very nice hollow ground M390 blade. A wonderful knife. But of course, I brought more titanium for you all to see. Apparently, I have more titanium. Well, I have a lot more at home I didn't bring. More titanium than I thought I had. So as people come rolling in, tell me how your day is, what's your morning like, what the weather's like, and what you're carrying. Tonto knives matter. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Sharp and pointy things too. So we'll let everyone get going this morning. So tell me how you guys are doing, Clint. How are you doing? Blessed, how you doing? And there's someone else here lurking. It's not sure who that might be. Joe, I believe. Well, we have Joe was in here too, and Sergeant Maximus was in here earlier. Now I'm starting way early. I like to do that if I can. Well, I do that because I can. If I'm here and I've managed to get my morning routine done, stuff I need to get done, then I will pop on. I hope you all don't mind, and I certainly don't mind it taking a while for people to come in. So that's kind of I kind of expect that. So anyway, tell me what's going on with y'all. Give me some feedback here. Blessed, how's your circumstances? I hope things are improving. I've been trying to, send you good thoughts and prayers, and I hope things are improving for you out there. I hope things are coming together. By the way, in terms of view time yesterday, thank you all. Doing pretty good. Kind of cloudy with the possibility. I wish we got thunderstorms here yesterday. It rained just a little bit, just enough to fill up my rain buckets. Yeah, I collect water. I don't know if I'm supposed to. In the process of getting the twins ready for school. Blessed. Awesome. I think it sounded like things were starting to turn around and come your way a little bit. So let's hope and pray they continue that way. I really do, and I hope that you have a much better day. And I hope their school goes really well. Should have a little free time now that they're back in school. Well, you know how that is. You don't really have free time, really, but time to focus on things maybe a little bit. I hope that works out for you. Um, how's the weather out there? You're on the West Coast, right? How's the weather out there? Uh, I'm kind of thinking where you're at. It's probably pretty nice. It's usually nice this time of year. So anyway, well, let's move on and talk about. I wanted to talk about a couple of things in terms of titanium, because someone was mentioning ZTs, and I only own two of them. I own this guy, which is the ZT0560, a big honking knife. So let's compare that to the Chavez. Injection doctor when you're getting an SI joint shot. I hope that helps you. Have you tried an SI joint belt where you pull a belt really tight around your hips? If you haven't, you might look it up and try it. It might help you. If you have and it didn't help, sorry, it was an idea. So here's the Liberation Tonto compared to this guy, the 0560. A very big knife, very nice knife. And it's in LMAX, which is a great still. I like LMAX. I wish things were made more in LMAX. It's a Hinder design, and I kind of was inspired because of Hinder Collector popping into my live last night, which was kind of nice. This sucker is a big knife. It is kind of uncomfortable on the what do you call it? The flipper tab, and sometimes it's not even tuned real great. But it's such a classic that I had to get it when I saw it. It came. It was one of those used knives. Came from a used collection. Came even missing a screw. So I got some blue anode screws to put in there, and hardware, and replace some of it. And so there it is. So that's one of my two ZTs. And the other one I traded for, believe it or not, I think I traded my smock for it, was this guy. And this is the 0562 carbon fiber. And it is in 20 CV. Excellent, excellent knife there. And it's a pretty cool knife. I like it, but let's compare it in size. So I call this the smaller brother to this one because look at these guys. It's also a Hinder style design. I think one's like the XM18, one's the XM15. I don't know. I don't know my Hinders. I don't own any, so I don't know them. But yeah, so Hinder though, or not Hinder, ZT, when they made these things, I guess at the time, people were not all that sure how well G10 would work as a knife skill. And so they put a steel, so it's a one big titanium here, and then you have a steel liner here, and then the cover. And I don't know why ZT felt they had to have a piece of steel in there when they have a, almost 1/4 inch thick piece of titanium there. It makes no sense. Love big knives. Love it when the big knives are Tontos. The biggest knife Tonto I have is that Recon, the Recon Tonto from Cold Steel, and that is a big Tonto. That is a big Tonto. That is for sure. So anyway, so those are the two on these, and I just wanted to comment on that steel liner, and they did it on this one too, for some reason. Anyone know why they did that? Because I sure don't. Good morning, Mark. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Come on in. Have a wonderful day. I hope today finds you happy, healthy, and whole. I like to call those the 3 H's, just like reading, writing, and arithmetic. I hope you get my joke. Anyway, so I was showing off a little bit of titanium, and I was just asking if anyone knows why ZT felt the need to put a steel liner on a titanium frame lock. It never made any sense to me when they did it, and anyway, I've just wondered about it. So, but I was thinking, I mentioned Mark a little while ago that I thought it, or that it got mentioned to me that when people get up in the morning, there's some when I was doing some kind of commentary. Typically, what they do is they wake up and they go and they immediately start scrolling on their phone, and they get ready for work, or they have messages, or they whatever, and watch videos, typically about politics or news or whatever's going on in the world, to try and catch up while overnight, see what happens. Instead of waking up with a positive message, we wake up with a massively negative one. And so I'm really happy that my morning show is kind of being focused on the positive message. You've never liked knives with the two different scales. I kind of agree. I kind of agree. Having a titanium on one side and then a carbon fiber and steel plate on the other side just kind of, I don't know. I mean, it makes for a very strong knife. I could probably pound this thing through a 2x4. Shot my way through a 2x4 with it. I bet. I'm looking at the stop pin to see just how well it uses these two guys on the blade. It's not a stop pin. The stop pin's for coming back this way. So yeah, as far as I can tell, you could probably pound the heck out of this, because these two pins are just gonna pound into the steel and the titanium. Might shatter some carbon fiber. But yeah, these things are well made. It just doesn't make sense for me in terms of design. I guess this was at the time when people just really didn't trust carbon fiber or G10 to hold up. And I guess I understand that. There's a time for everything. One of the nice things about these two knives is the sound. That one has an excellent lockup sound, as well as closing. And the other one, I've always thought sounded like a pew pew. Almost sounds like you're racking a pew pew, right? Excuse me, don't do that. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so those are the two ZTs I have. Moving on, like I said, I brought a bunch of titanium because I have a bunch that I'm surprised I have so much of, and it's a fun topic. So right here, and by the way, I'm wanting and eager to talk about anything you all want to talk about. H to the third power. There you go. Want to know why knives? You're carrying your Dimco 8020 tie, thank you, and a titanium scalpel. Oh, there you go, Sam. It's a Titanium Tuesday. That's what exactly I was talking about. I got to have more positive stuff in the world, the news and politics. It separates. Yeah, that's what I don't want to hear. That's why I don't allow, especially in my morning show, I'm not going to allow any politics, religion, or sex. None of these topics for discussion. And if people do, then that's a reason for them to be on timeout or to kick out if they don't answer it. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why I made you a mod. It's like, yeah, I think you get it. We don't want those things in here. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not valid topics for people to talk about, and that doesn't mean that they're not important. Okay, I'm not trying to say that they're not important to think about or discuss. I'm trying to point out that they have no place in a positive morning show, or even in a late night dark topic show. I want to talk about more like esoteric stuff on that show, or just visit with people. I just I just thought it was a nighttime show, so it was a fun way to do the banner. Anyway, this is the SRM Fantasy, and I'm really fond of it in terms of its lines. Yeah, there are other channels for that, exactly. I'm really fond of its lines. I wish they had used a better. This is a G10 green. What is that? OD green? I don't know. I'm colorblind, and some colors are green, so that almost looks like a cross between a green and a tan to me. It's a hard color for me to see. But I wish they had used a better material in there, and I'm sure they had some that were of a better material. It does add some grip, which is good for such a thin, narrow knife. You need to have something to hold on to. But I just wish it was something a little more upscale, because the rest of the knife is so incredibly well made. There's no gaps. It's very well made. Everything's put together perfectly. The action on it's excellent. It's a really wonderful knife. So I wish it was just a little bit. Want to know why knives? Thank you. I wish it was a little bit. I'll drive safely too. I wish it was just a little bit more upscale. Yeah, if it was more upscale, if it had like the carbon fiber inlay or something like this, I'm absolutely positive this would be in my pocket. I mean, a lot more often. So I have what in the wrong order? I'm not sure what you mean I have in the wrong order, but okay. All right, lurking and driving or driving and lurking. I'm not sure what you mean. I think that's what you mean. Yeah, please focus on the driving. I think that's what you mean there, Mark. Yeah, please focus on the driving. We want everyone to be safe and okay. I want you to be able to come back tonight or tomorrow or the next day, okay? And keep coming back. And by the way, everyone, we hit over 140 hours on our view hours yesterday. I don't know how many YouTube's going to take away. They have been taking a lot away, and that's why I'm trying to do more lives, because this does help me bring up the hours. Even though we are off to a slow start this morning, it does help me bring up the hours, and it does help me help to meet my goal. My goal is 3,000 hours by the 31st of August, which I'm now at. I'm now still sitting at about 1,300, and they're probably going to take some away. So we might not make it, but regardless, it is what it is. Priorities, ain't that the truth? So here's an oddball one. I like Olights, right? I've talked a lot about Olights. I did Olights yesterday. Well, Olights made some knives. I'm not a big fan of most of them. Some of the designs are okay, but they're very knifey. I mean, they're just very generic. But I did see this one, and someone had modded it, and so I got it. And this is the O-Knife Splint, right here. And this has been modified. It has a flipper tab delete. Normally, it comes with a flipper tab that would stick down, but without the flipper tab, it actually has some pretty cool lines along with the N on the pivot and stuff. It was a golden anno, a little bit more of a golden anno, but I like to take like 3000 grit sandpaper and remove some of the anno to give it more of a polished look on my titanium. And so I will typically take an anno that's kind of a golden or a brown like that, and I'll rub it. I'll brush it just to make it look nicer. But this thing is a front flipper only, and it has a let's see if I can get the light to give me the edge there a little bit. It has a very, very nice edge that was put on it by the prior owner. And I mean, forgive me, I can't remember who I traded for it. Or actually, I think I might even bought it off of them at a discount. Well, it's a pretty cool knife. I don't carry it much because it's a smaller one. It doesn't get as much pocket time as it should, but it is a pretty cool knife, and I wanted to show it off for Titanium Tuesday. It's well made. This is the titanium one, and so it was a little more expensive than their current runs that they've been doing. But it's well made. Actually, everything I've handled by Olight's been well made. I have some walking sticks. Those things are well made. I have like a lantern, extremely well made. You expect it to be kind of a plasticky thing, and made of metal. Is very well made. Yeah, everything's well made from there. So, by the way, I can get a 10% discount if you want to go and do all of that type of stuff with Olight. But frankly, everyone else has that, so I'm not pushing it. But if you guys are interested, ever hit me up. I'll give you my 10% discount code, and you can go get something from Olight. I'm very happy to do that for y'all. I get a kickback from it. I don't know what. I've never used it. I've had it for years, but I've never used it. That shows you how motivated I am to go and hawk to the community about selling stuff. I'm not here to sell stuff. I'm here to hang out and have a good time and give stuff away. That's what I'm hoping to do. Good shape. Yeah, I like the shape on it. It really is. Speaking of a good shape, here's another one. Now we got a reverse Tonto. This is a Tucson, and it's a full integral. There's one solid slab of titanium that was milled out to form this like sub frame lock. Pretty nice. The smaller titanium, you're going back here to this on this. Yeah, that jimping, it bites. When you get your finger on it, it bites. You're not gonna slip off of that. It really grabs your finger. In fact, almost painfully. It gets in there on your skin a little bit. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So on this one, this guy is a beautiful knife. I can't remember the number because it's a Tucson some number. That's why the way I refer to him. So Tucson, if you ever see these videos, anyone ever hits you up on them, name your knives, please. I can usually, amazingly, I can remember knife names. I can't remember people names, but I learned to associate names with objects just fine. That just goes to show you how bad that visual agnosia thing that I got from my youth really hit me. Just because I mean I can remember names of objects just fine, but a person's name and it becomes a battle to do it. Yeah, this is a really nice knife. It has excellent. I need to Loctite the pivots on these things. Two Sons tend to have the pivots wander a little bit. Um Probably because they've been taken apart by their prior owners. Because I've got all these used. I could never go out. Good morning, brown sugar. I could not go out and do it. So, what is Two Sun knives? So, let me talk about some Two Suns. I got two of them here. Yeah, I got two of them here. I got this guy here, which I think is one of the best knives I've ever handled in terms of. Did you see that? Watch this. I it's very drop shutty. It's a little guillotine. This is called the Stingray. Again, don't know the number, but they did name this one, and it's called the Stingray. So if you type in Tucson Stingray, you can look this one up. M390 blade. I have no idea on the heat treat on the strength of the blades. It could be it could be good steel. I mean, it seems to hold an edge good. It seems to cut well. I haven't sharpened them. Excuse me. But in terms of quality of construction, every Tucson I have laid my hands on has been extremely well made. I would argue they're probably coming out of the Best Tech factory in China. That's the same place that does Best Tech. I can see a hint of light between the skill and the backspacer looking at it this way, but it's extraordinarily well made. And like I said, the only thing is I need to Loctite the pivots on it. And on this one, same thing, M390 blade. Crazy thick tip. It does get down thin and slicey at the tip, at the edge. So it comes down really fast into a steep point, but it has a crazy thick tip on this thing. And again, excellent construction. The other Tucson I showed off, the 300, the 301 yesterday I was carrying, and it had, let's see here. It has some of, I would call it the best ergos and the best action in the business. Better than anything else I've seen. So if you want my opinion on Tucson, yeah, I could be a bit of a fanboy for them. They seem to be doing an excellent job of making knives. They have a wide variety of weird knives. I meant to bring it and I didn't. I have a titanium claw knife of theirs, and I'll bring it tomorrow. I'll throw it in and bring it tomorrow just to show it off because it's absolutely the most useless knife in my collection. I would never carry it. It'd probably only be useful for opening a package or something, and I have no idea why they made it. None. It barely qualifies as a knife just because it has a cutting edge, and it's kind of like a little hook, like this little hook blade, and it's in a thing, and you have to manipulate it. It is a weird knife, and I have no idea why they made it. But to answer your question as best I can, if you're looking at buying a Tucson, what I would do is I would go on the secondary market. I would find someone who has, a used one for sale, and I would get one that way and see what you think. I've been very impressed with them. I don't. You can get one very affordably by someone selling them. They start off pretty affordable to begin with, but you can get them that way. Cheaper side of premium, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Tucson. Like I said, I don't know about the heat treat. That is maybe where they're getting around it. It might be that they're the crappy metal, crappy steel. I do not know. We could send it to our tester guy. What's his name? Not Justin. Oh, the guy that's always in Middle Complex's live stream. Leatherman Surge. Well, Leatherman, hi. Well, thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. I do have a couple Leathermans, and I have done a couple of live streams where I talked about my multi-tools. You're welcome to check those out. I do appreciate your projects. So nice. If you are with Leatherman, if that's just not your screen name, I don't know what this Q6i is. Anyway, regardless, there's been some controversy, Leatherman. I want to, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it if you do. It was one of my live streams recently where I was talking about multi-tools. You can go check that one out. Yeah, I take it you like multi-tools. very much. And thank you. You're new to my live stream, so please make sure you like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you have the ability to watch some videos or hit a couple of videos in the background, let them run. Change it up every hour or two. I'm trying to get to 3,000 hours by the 31st of August because I am having a massively huge reverse birthday giveaway. It'll be at around 10 a.m. on my birthday, which is the 31st of August, and it will be me giving you all a ProTech Sprint. Middle Complex is throwing in a knife, which we will unbox and open here when it comes in here in the next couple days. It'll be real soon. And Brian Winters. Brian Winters is throwing in and shipping someone a Fusion, the new knife that is now sold out and you're not going to be able to get. So yeah, if you want to be here for that, please be here. Come on into the lives. I'm doing morning lives every day, Monday through Saturday. Around this time, I start around 9:30, 9:45, depending on when I can, with patients, and I run till about 10:30. And I'm going to be doing late night shows as well, where I just pop on, but that's going to be a little more random. I can't give anyone a set time because of my other business obligations. I'm a physical therapist and here in South Texas, and so I'm self-employed. I run my own business, and so yeah, that takes a lot of my time as well. But yeah, you're welcome, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to go over all of that. Usually I was doing it a lot to begin with, but I don't want to bore all my regulars, and so I'm trying not to overly hype stuff at this point for the people that are here. But when a new person comes in, it gives me a wonderful chance. Yeah, it's gonna be on a Monday. Yeah, someone's gonna have a really good week. I am really jealous of whoever wins a couple of those big prizes, any of the prizes, but a couple of big prizes. I also have a couple of stuff for the true connoisseur collectors here in the community. So I showed off some of that stuff last night, particularly the stickers and maybe if you collect Hanks or something like that. I threw some stuff in that'll be kind of fun for people. I showed that on my live stream last night if you want to check those out. The swag packs and stuff like that. So I hope that you will join us, and you are more than welcome. Anyone and everyone. We want to have a positive morning and a positive vibe in here, and yeah, that's going to be a really positive morning show, isn't it? It's got to be 8 o'clock for those of you on the West Coast, and that's going to be early, which means the competition might be a little bit lower for those people who can't drag themselves out of bed early enough to go try to win a knife. So those of you guys on the East Coast, I'm thinking Brown Sugar. I'm thinking, let's see, who else I know that's over there on the East Coast. Blessed, I think you're on the West Coast. Clint, I think you're there on the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen Sergeant back in here yet this morning, but if he's here, I think he's over there on the East Coast. Anyway, yeah, those of you on the East Coast are going to have a better chance of winning, just because you're probably going to be more awake and it's going to be earlier. Or later in the day for you all to get in here, unless of course you're working. Now, those of you who have to work and stuff like that, my plan for my Central Standard Time, yes, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. My plan for this channel is to be doing giveaways pretty regularly, but I want to give away nice stuff. I want to try and give away ProTechs and stuff like that. I'm going to try and partner with the business that I know of and see if maybe we can work out something to where I can get a discount. And then with channel subscriptions, as those start coming in and all that stuff, I'm going to put that money right back into giving you all stuff. So that's the whole purpose of this channel. And then to lift everyone up and to make everyone's lives a little happier and a little better every chance we get. Good morning, Sergeant Max. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming in. I was just talking about you. Those of you guys on the East Coast are going to have better odds on my giveaway, just because people on the West Coast are lazy bums that don't want to get up. No, I'm teasing. We'll have to get up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock to come to my live stream. We'll see how that goes. It might be a little challenging. On the other hand, it means some of my foreign viewers, people from Europe over there, might be able to. I know, blessed, but you've made it here every day. You've been up every single time. I mean, not every day, but most every day. So I have no doubts you will be here. All right. In fact, I appreciate that you're going to be here helping as a moderator, because if we get a big turnout for some reason, it could be crazy. But with Middle Complex giving a knife and Brian Winters giving a knife, we could get a bigger turnout than than I anticipated originally. We absolutely could. Want to know why knives? You'll be here. Okay, good. You're on the West Coast. I'm sorry. Is that if that's what you're saying, then you'll still get up? Yeah, you've been getting here and coming. Thank you. Every one of you all has been coming. Mark, you said bless. Yes, I hope your day. Yeah, and you know what? I hope that for everybody. I want everyone that comes in here to leave with a smile on their face. At least, even if it's a bemused smile, like, boy, that guy's silly, whatever. But I want you to have a smile on your face. Oh, you're on Central Standard Time. Excellent. So 10 o'clock isn't bad for you. And I want you to leave with a gleam in your eye that makes you look for opportunities to go be nice to people, because that will spread, and it spreads like a mind virus in the world. Just like all the negativity, positivity spreads the same way. You do something nice, someone sees it, they're the recipient. All of a sudden, they feel a little more motivated to do something nice, and then they do something nice, and it keeps spreading. And so I've taken Zach's idea of do something nice for everyone, and I promote that every chance I can get. I think that is what drew me to both the knife community and Zach in the first place on his live streams. Good morning, Roger. I hope today finds you happy, healthy, and whole. The H to the third power. As I like to make fun of the three H's, that would be the same as the three R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic, right? Anyway, that would always bemused me to the point that I had to come up with something of my own on it. Yeah. Driving the kids to school. Blessed. Do you drive safely? Remember, driving is much more of a priority than talking to us. Even though some of us might disagree, drive, drive safely. Saying good morning to everybody, and thank you guys for coming in and saying good morning to each other. I think that's another big thing that helps people have a better day. Coming in and seeing friendly names, friendly greetings, people that you can say hi to when you're parked. Good. Thank you, One and Only Knives. I appreciate you being safe. I really do. I think being able to say hi to everyone in the community, it just reinforces. It's like, do you all remember the Monty Python's The Meaning of Life? One of the dumbest scenes in the whole movie was the goldfish swimming back and forth, right? The fish swimming back and forth, wishing each other good morning. But what that's actually reinforcing is community, right? That wishing each other good morning is a way of acknowledging each other and saying you're important, and you're a part of my life. You're a part of my community, and so I think that's important, and I really am glad we're promoting that in here for everybody. Mr. Skullfire, thank you, and thank you for all the views yesterday. Everyone who is still or is spamming my playlist, we got 140 hours, I think, yesterday again. Now they're probably going to take a bunch away. I tried to do less because I know they're taking my hours away. So I tried to do less while seeing what everyone else, and it just kept going up. So thank you all. The extra live stream last night, I know, also helped for like about 15 hours worth of view time. So that was a big deal and a big help. I appreciate everyone coming in. And that's part of the reason why I'll be doing the late night live streams too. It depends also if I can be awake for them, because a lot of times I am exhausted by the end of the day. 102 today in the sun today, it's going to be brutal. And so you just get drained, dehydrated and drained. And so you got to hydrate, of course, and then you have to, stay active. I usually take a nap. I mirror the Spanish. I believe that the Spanish siesta is a brilliant idea, especially for people in really hot environments where you can lay down, you can take a short nap, a couple hour nap, and then go back out and do things in the evening and get a lot more done. So I'm a big fan of the siesta. So I was flipping titanium. This one also is a solid piece of titanium. I said it has no milling on the inside because it is an integral. And so a Tucson sum number. But I am not done there. I have one more titanium knife to show you while everyone's saying hi to each other. And this is the Harrier Fledgling by Real Steel. It is a beautiful knife in 204p, an unusual thing. Its big thing is this topical, can you see the details? Topical carbon fiber. And so it really looks like topical layouts because of the banding in the carbon fiber, which is really kind of cool. It's oddball construction with like these 3 pins back here in the back. It's just kind of a weirdly constructed knife. And then it has this completely sealed. There you can see the sealing gasket right there. Completely sealed pivot. So this knife, I mean, is one of the. This is the only knife I have that has a sealed pivot. I'm afraid to take it apart. It comes with the tools. It has a specialty tool. I'm afraid to take it apart because I have a deep feeling in there that it's that's non-captive bearings, and that scares me. I don't want to have these little tiny microscopic little balls that I can barely even see running around everywhere. I'll never find them if they go running. So I've been afraid to take it apart, but it is a really, really cool knife. Very good in the hand for I mean, a hard piece of titanium. Um, yeah, it is kind of cool. By the way, it is a Kit Carson design. I don't know if you can read it, but it's Kit Carson. Can anyone tell me who Kit Carson was? I would be eager to find out. If you can't, I will do my best, but I am not. I only know very, very little. So can anyone tell me who Kit Carson is or was? I would love for you to throw that in the chat. Um, uh, my understanding, you live by Kit Carson Park. Now that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Wait. We're gonna let a joke pass. What joke? What joke? What joke did I what joke did I say? What joke did I say? All right. Anyway, well, Kit Carson, I guess, was one of the early designers of knives. Was one of the first designers of folding knives, if I'm not mistaken, the modern folder type knife and the flippers. And that's my understanding. But that's about all I know. So anyone who knows more, please chime in. And please, Mr. Skullfire, let me know what you mean by that joke. I'm not sure what you meant. I lost you on that one. Um, the but going back to the live stream, YouTube, of course, has been taking away hours, but we hit 140 hours yesterday, which was incredible. And like I said, my contribution was like the 25 hours from the live streams and maybe another 10 hours of view time, which will probably get taken right away. But that means that we hit 130, 120, which if we can keep doing that, we'll get back the extra hours that they did. He did some CRKTs. Yeah, I mean, I know that's been around for a while. A long time, in fact. Like I said, I think it's one of the original type knife designers. But I wish I need to know more. I'm gonna have to hit the AI chatbot up and ask it more to give me more information. Maybe I'll come back to you tomorrow and tell you a little bit more about Kit Carson. That might be kind of fun. I'm gonna get yelled at by my friends that I should have done the research beforehand. Watch, I'm gonna hear it tonight. I run a D&D game every night, and so I have some friends I think that come in and watch, and I can guarantee you I'm gonna hear about it. I guarantee you. Anyway, that is what it is. Yeah, I have, like I said, I have my full-time job, so it's a really cool knife. The sealed pivot, keep all the dirt and grime out of it. You can use it to in the dirt anywhere. So it's a really nicely designed knife. I only know of a couple of knives that have sealed pivots, and I think like the Mud, if I'm not if I'm not mistaken, the Hawk Mud was one. And there aren't very many that have sealed pivots like this. It's kind of an oddity in the knife business. So that's most of the. Good morning, Dwayne. That's most of the titanium knives I have. Of course, if anyone coming in now wants to see them, we can. But we can hang out and talk. I'll hang out and talk for another hour if you guys want to. This is my morning to do the what do you call it? The office visits and my marketing and going out and smoozing the companies and saying, hey, send me business. Because if I don't do that, then they don't send me business, and I have to drop off paperwork and all of that type of stuff. So yeah, it goes with the territory of being self-employed. So Dwayne, how's the day finding you? Mark, I haven't asked you what you're carrying today. Actually, Clint, everyone who's coming in, tell me what you're carrying, Mr. Skullfire. Let me know what y'all are carrying today. We can talk about that. I would love to get a pocket check on y'all. Also, let me know what the weather's doing your way. Today here for me, oh my Lord, is it a sunny blue day? Blue sky, very sunny, which means it's going to be very hot. When we have these days with no shade, the South Texas sun just beats down. Let me tell you. Sometimes you can even feel it, even with insulation. You can feel it. The I guess the UV or something. You can feel through object. Like I can hold my hand here, and I can come up here, and I can actually feel the sun or the heat. I guess it's just the heat, but it feels like it's the sun, through the car. Now, has anyone noticed? I think this seems to be. I think we're getting more radiation more lately. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that. Maybe I'll save that for a night topic. More solar radiation and pole shifts. Maybe we can talk about that in one of the night topics. It might be kind of fun. Uh, Jumping back here, Mark is carrying Masax Toucan Black G10 with the red accents. Nice. Very nice. New knife day. Hey, congrats. New knife days are always a good day. That's the way to start off a day. Let me tell you. And you got it for $40 on Whatnot. Maybe I need to get on Whatnot. That might be cool. Clint is carrying a Monterey Bay Knives Easy C today. Okay, it's a nice knife as well, Clint. Very, very nice knife. Brown sugar, an 80 20.5. That's such a fidgety knife. The 20.5 is like, it's just such a totally fidgety knife. Oh, I was just reminded of Boomhauer from King of the Hill. Sorry. If you there used to be a Boomhauer. I'm probably getting in trouble for this joke. There's a Boomhauer meme on the internet, a little snippet where he was talking about the internet, how the internet's so cool that you can get on there and they have these websites and there's all the women at www.xxx.com. Anyway, it was hilarious, hilarious little theme. Sorry. All right, going on down here. Storm ate your net last night. Your net for what net are you talking about? What kind of netting are we talking about? Mr. Skullfire, Cumberland River Coke bottle. Very nice. Toasted bone. That is a very nice sounding traditional. Now, that's a two blade out the front, right? The Coke bottles have the two blades like. Or like a trapper, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I am wrong. You can get some good deals on Whatnot. Just gotta watch what they spend. I'm the same way on eBay or any other site. I have to be really careful going on, or I will I will buy things that I probably have no need of. Let's see. The internet. Yeah, the internet. That thing's so dang cool. That internet there, you can just go click, 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 click. Oh man, those were the days. And we're getting older. Those were the days where everyone watched the same thing. Have you guys thought about that? None of us. This is one of the reasons I'm doing a morning show, right? I mean, I'll be watching the same thing and doing the same thing. Have you noticed that nowadays, because everyone consumes their media more individually, no one has the common themes. I think the last big show was probably Game of Thrones that everyone was watching together because they all had to see it. Going back, you jump back a little bit, The Office or Lost or one of those types of shows. But we don't have that culturally. That's a cultural phenomena that I think is dying, if not dead. I think it's gone. I think that we're gonna no longer. There'll probably not be. And there might be a couple of shows like Fallout that are miniseries shows. Never seen an episode of any of those, or you've never seen an episode of any TV show. It makes me wonder. Jumping back to Roger, I'm just curious about the new Rosecraft version single blade. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Mark is grounded right now from buying things, I think, if I understand you correctly. And oh, there we go. Roger is carrying a Kubi Bluff, a QSP Penguin, and a Kershaw Bel Air. You know, the Bel Air is a knife that I guess lives up to the hype. I don't own one, and I probably need to get one. So I'll look into that as I go along. But as of this point, I do not own one. If anyone has one they want to ship to me so I can check it out and do a video on it, let me know. I'll work it out. And that applies to any knife. If you have a really cool oddball knife and you want to let me borrow it from you, and I will ship it back, I promise. I'm not good at shipping things fast. Hi, Trish. Thank you for joining us this morning. Good morning. I hope today finds you with the H to the third, happy, healthy, and whole. The three H's. I like that in comparison to the three R's, reading, writing, arithmetic. I'm just gonna beat that joke to death like a dead horse. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, anyway, good morning. Hope it finds you well. I was talking titanium today, and it brings me to the next thing I wanted to ask about. Why titanium? Why is titanium now, or in my packing? Okay, Trish, I'm sorry that you're packing. I hope it's for fun, not bad things. I hope that means you're gonna have a wonderful day and a good day. You know, going to some place you're looking forward to. Uh, I am the oddball knife. Might cost a lot to ship me. Shipping into South Texas now. Nice thing here is, I mean, you don't have to worry about freezing to death. You might melt. You don't have to worry about freezing to death. Oh, that's adorable. All right, let's see. Moving my way here. Roger, good saying good morning. Mark, I'm the same way. I hear they're great. The Bel Air. Yeah, okay. Only Kershaw, first knife assisted black blur Tonto with black blur. Oh, okay, the blur. Tonto with serrated blades. All right. I own a few, like 3 or 4 or 5, maybe Kershaws. A couple of the launches. I like the launch 12. I think might be the launch 11. The more sheep's footy blade, I like that one a lot. I like the launches. In fact, if comparable, I would call them the poor man's Protex or something like that. Yeah, they're very comparable in their construction and making. They're not for the poor. 100, 120, $130 for a launch. Believe me, they did not used to be that way. Prices just keep skyrocketing. But now with having them in Magna Cut, I mean, that the newer launches. I want one of the newer launches. What, launch 15, 16, one of those. Cool. I'm probably gonna have to save up for one of those. How's my reception, guys? I keep getting a message that I guess there's a helium Wi-Fi place router around here that my phone keeps tapping into. So let me know if I'm getting jumpy or if we're having communication problems or connection problems. It doesn't seem like we are, but if we are, let me know. But yeah, I like the launches. So, and titanium though. So why titanium? For me, I think is it all hype? Is it because it's a space age material? Is it really better than aluminum? Like a high grade aluminum? Is it really better? Aluminum's lighter. The titanium's heavier, a little bit, but is it? I don't know. I want to know. What do you all think? For me, there is a textural thing. There is a sensory thing with titanium that it feels. I think it has to do with the temperature conduction. Some metals conduct heat away very quickly, and so they'll feel cold or warm or whatever. I mean, different conductions. And so it is skipping a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think that's where that router tries to pick up and jump in and stuff. So I could turn off the Wi-Fi and just go cellular, but if I do, then the cellular company complains and says, "Go on, turn on your Wi-Fi." Yeah, but hopefully it's pretty good. Roger has a Kershaw Iridium. Oh, nice. Okay, they're Iridium, not big, but they're nice light pocket carries. Yeah, I mean I was thinking about this size. So yeah, I would like to check those out when I get a chance. I will absolutely have to do so. Out of all the new knives that have come out in the past few years, those are a couple of the two that have stood out and have kind of, well, I mean, the Bel Air certainly has stood out. The Iridium comes in a lot of variety. A nice green one, a nice green, like, wait, did that nice green one? That's on your list. Way cool. Way cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check those out. So those have come my way. Of course, Excalibur middle complexes. I would love to get my hands on one of those. Down the road, maybe I'll hit. I think I've hit him enough. Hit him up for enough. But down the road, maybe I'll hit him up to let me look at one on a pass around or something. We'll see. Or maybe I'll have the ability to buy it. The titanium you have is in your neck. And there you go. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because it's a space age material. It is non-reactive, which is a plus. It doesn't react with much. Certainly not a whole lot with your skin, so it's not going to respond badly. It's a strong material. It's a little bit stronger than aluminum. Although some of the newer aluminums that they're coming out with might be stronger. Um, I'm reminded of Star Trek's the clear aluminum that you can see through as a window. Do you know they actually made that? Do you know that they've actually made that? Do you remember the old Star Trek movie where they saved the whales, right? And they had to create a window. So Scotty is trying to use a computer. I'm so old. Is trying to use a computer, and so he's designing clear aluminum. So I'm just kind of curious if anyone remembers that, because they've actually made it. Yes, and the not scout. It starts. What is it called? I can't think of it. He names them all after criminal type thinking. So anyway, outlaws or whatever. Yeah, he should do an outlaw series. Put them all together. But yeah, it does look pretty cool. I really like the swooping point on it. The hooligan, I think, is what it is, or maybe that's a different one that he also has. But but yeah, I would like to check that out too. I think he did tell me he would send me one my way to check out at some point. That doesn't, again, yeah, these guys are busy. They run big channels. Yeah, I'm sure I'll have to be a squeaky wheel to get that to happen in the future. But I did think he was supposed to send some swag, and I was supposed to remind him on Sunday. And okay, see, now it's popping that Wi-Fi again, so we'll see if we got jittery. He was supposed to send me some swag. I was supposed to remind him on Sunday, and I didn't. So I don't know if it's going to get here in time for the giveaway. If it doesn't, I'll just do another giveaway. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, this thing's starting to wear on my finger a little bit. So I don't know if you all can see that, but just flipping that on that jipping, it's actually starting to make my skin, rough and white. So anyway, that one gets a little annoying after a while flipping it. Maybe that's why I don't carry it so much. This one was pretty good, except the lock bar. I got pet peeves about every knife I own. Do I own a knife that I would consider truly perfect? Oh, this is a great question. Do any of you own a knife? Yes, they do. They have the one light blue, gold color hardware, and a backspacer. Nice looking knife. Okay. Yeah, they have all the different kinds. Titanium in your shoulder, Mr. Skullfire. I do not have any foreign metals in my body except lead, not lead, mercury fillings. There you go, lead fillings, mercury fillings. Uh, Best budget knife, sub 100, for one of them to make. You mean to actually be the creator of? Yeah, I would like to see that. I know, I can't. That's not without a divorce. You are 100% right, Mark. Most of us can't without a divorce, and even with a divorce, probably. But yeah, I would absolutely like to see a maker come up with a knife that is a sub 100. I think the problem that you're having there is to get the kind of quality that we want as knife reviewers or knife connoisseurs, right? I think the problem is to get that kind of quality, you have to get over $100 because the runs are so small. I don't think you can do a small run. The best that I've seen, like I said, was like Damn Designs, and it might be possible to hit up Damn Designs and do it. I don't know. Just a thought. I don't know if they would collaborate and do something like with a maker. It might be good. You know what? I wish divorces were amicable, right? Yeah, but the truth is, people are hurt and angry and mad, right? And they're gonna like do everything they can. They'll probably take the knife just to hurt you, not just because you want it, right? Oh no, I'm gonna take that because you want it. I don't know. I've heard stories. I have absolutely heard stories. Things like cars that were treasured or something like that, and or pets. And people are just really mean to each other when they decide they no longer want to be together. It's not a cool thing to do. You shouldn't be that kind of mean. It's unfortunate. People should be much kinder to one another. And that's why, like I said, I want to lift everyone up in here. I think it would be really cool to try it with Megaron. Yeah, Myron is making good products. You would have to, I'm not thinking those lines, at least not anytime soon. For sure. But I mean, one of those guys that does design knives, like me, might be, or even is Cole doing knives? I think he started doing a knife, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken. And a bunch of other channels have done knives. It would be kind of cool if they would get into the budget category so that people could, all of us could afford them. That would be kind of a cool thing, I think. Very, very cool thing. Let's see here. So, does anyone have in their mind the perfect knife? Have you ever owned or had your hands on the perfect knife? Now, I have handled the Koenig Arius. Very nice knife. I don't know if I would call it perfect. I didn't really have enough time with it to know. But I got to play with one at a get together. You really like what Megaron is doing right now. You've got the Karok, and love it. I was carrying it yesterday. Oh, Roger, I'm gonna have to check that one out. I haven't been following what they're doing a lot, but I do have some. I know, like I said, I have that little flipper from them that I guess maybe that's why I didn't follow them too closely after they came out with that, because the blade was exposed. I can actually get my finger on the blade, and that was an early knife of theirs, and I don't think they've had any kind of complaints or problems like that, since. But I think that's why I didn't actually follow along. I probably should check them out again because it sounds like they are up to good things. I'll have to check it out. It'd be kind of cool, kind of fun to do. Still, I'm waiting on a response. Anyone have a perfect knife that they own? I'm guessing from the lack of responses, the answer is probably no. And if that's okay, if it's not, and that's why we're probably in the hobby of collecting. It's like we're always looking for that perfect knife. I'm just curious. Does anyone have a knife they consider perfect? I have to say, in my opinion, no. I have several knives I would consider close, very close to, like the one and done type knife, but I would not say that any of them are perfect. So you have the Karak. Just got the Calora. Not sure. It might be your favorite. I'll have to check those out. I have some of my budget knives. The QSP. Here we are jittering again because the Wi-Fi thing is doing its thing. The QSP Penguin in the budget realm is pretty darn close. Um, I mean, it's a very well made knife. I would argue a person could get one of those, a QSP in that budget range, and probably any of their knives, and be very happy for a long time with it. I could absolutely see that. Let's see. Let me flip something else. Yeah, we'll flip the guillotine, the finger chopper. The perfect knife is the next one. Yeah, yeah, chasing the dragon, right? Which is it gonna be? What's the next knife gonna be? Yeah, I mean, it would be if, and here's the thing, it would be if the next knife was better than the knives that I had. As of yet, recently, I have not encountered or seen anything that stands out as being, oh, I got to have that because that is, the dream knife. That's better. Like I said, I would like to check out a couple of knives here coming out. More recently, stuff's been getting interesting, but yeah, it's hard to pursue the next one if you have something in hand that's just almost as good. Does that mean I'm jaded and spoiled? It means I'm jaded and spoiled. That's all that means. It means I'm jaded and spoiled. Bottom line. Well, thank you, world, for making me jaded and spoiled. I appreciate it. I'm happy I've been able to get there. Your most expensive and best belt knives, Cold Steel. Excuse me, I got a cough here. Excuse me. Cold Steel makes some of the most well-made knives out there for their budget price range. All of the Cold Steel knives I have are very well made, very durable. The problem I have with Cold Steel more than anything else is their knives aren't very fidgety. And fidget factor is a category, I think, of reasons I collect, or a lot of other people. Here we go, jittering again, man. Stop that thing. Reasons I collect and like to carry knives is the they're not built to be perfect, right? They're built to beat up. Yeah, they're built hard. You know, they're built to be used. Absolutely. All of them. Even they're like I have a range boss. It's like a $30 cold steel with a big buoy clip. Gorgeous knife. Um, really thin, like FRN scales or injected plastic scales, not designed to be a heavy knife. Mark, you have a blessed day. Have a wonderful day. I hope your day's been better for having come here. May you leave with a smile on your face, and may you go out and do something kind for someone and do nice stuff. Spread the goodness. It does spread. Good morning, Ron. How are you? Thank you for joining us this morning and last night. I hope you had fun. I'm flipping titanium. I've been showing off some Tucson's. I got a couple of Tucson's here. One of them's a full integral in titanium. Don't ask me. Don't ask me their numbers, their names. But I got this guy. Very nice. Very nice knife. And this one. This one does have a name. This one is the score. The Stingray. And does have a name. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. And you be safe. And that applies to everyone. Everyone who comes in here, I want you to leave having a better day than you had before you came in. And I want, if there's anything I can do to help that, you let me know. Besides giving you money and or things like that, because I can't do that. But if I can send you good thoughts and lift you up with a smile, tell you a joke. You want to hear the one about the screwed up bank robber? No, I can't say that one because it uses the F word. Let's see here. Let's see, do I have any clean jokes I could tell? I don't think I do, actually. None of them are coming to mind. I have a few, but none are coming to mind. But yeah, you have a wonderful day. I do have a religious joke, but like I said, I don't talk religious. Maybe I'll do that one on a late night, one night. We can make a little bit of irreverence towards some faiths. Yeah, whatever. It's not meant personal. Let's see here. But yes, this is very nice. But it's also just talking about titanium and why we like titanium. Ron, give me some feedback. What you flipping today, Ron, as well? And what's the weather like where you're at? I like to get that kind of information out of people, and just for the engagement, if nothing else. But titanium, I got a little bit sidetracked because I never finished the thought on why titanium is more high end, more collectible. And I think deep down it just comes down to the working efforts it takes. Like micarta, you can have high end micartas, like Westinghouse micarta. I have a piece of that. But micarta can be made by even you or I casually, if you wanted to and take a little bit of time and investment and make it, you can make your own micarta. Milling out titanium takes a lot of specialized equipment. I think that's part of why I think it's special. It also takes a lot of precision, getting all your tolerances down to where there's no visual gaps or anything in a fitting is challenging. I'm sure. I mean, I have trouble scribbling between lines, let alone doing anything precise. And anyone else have a dream hobby they wanted to do, dream career? I wanted to cut gemstones. I have a huge uncut and cut stone collection. A huge, a big one. And I wanted to cut stones. I wanted to get into lapidary. I just have never had time and energy, and I'm worried about the whole precision thing because I tend to be a very I guess sloppy person is the word. Yeah, I believe in doing things right, but I'm not always worried about the precision. Maybe because it lasts forever. It doesn't rust, it doesn't react. Maybe titanium is appeals because it is durable and lasts a long time. That could be it. I mean, every one of these knives is certainly going to outlive me. If it doesn't fall apart first or something, they'll all outlive me. By the way, I did bring a couple ZTs. I got the big boy and a little boy here, so with me, and they're titanium. So Let's see. Brown sugar. Let's see. People are just saying hi to everybody. So that's why they use titanium in the medical. They use it usually because it's non-reactive in biological processes. Titanium doesn't have any free electrons in the outer shell, so it just sits. It doesn't really react with blood and interstitial fluid and the various enzymes your body has. Ron is carrying a S90 VQSP Penguin. Hey, there you go. That's what I'm saying. And the Penguin even comes in such a huge so that you can get a budget or you can get an expensive one if you want. We're jittering again because I'm on. And a Kaiser Sparrow. I have to check out the Sparrow. You guys give me so many knives to go look up and check out. It's kind of cool. I appreciate that. I've been trying to set up my live stream so I don't think some of them had the chat turned on so you don't see it. I need to make sure they all turn the chat on so we can all see what everyone's looking at, and we could all go back and look them up. I think that would be fun to be able to do, and a good way to keep track of new knives and get new inspiration as to what to carry, because it's hard to find. I mean, find things in your current budget. It's hard to find things that you want to get. And actually, we've reached a point of market saturation. Excuse me while I stretch here. We've reached a point of market saturation, which we almost have too many choices. They did some research. I don't remember what university, but they did some research and they tested people's happiness. Okay, and what they did and is they took one group and they gave them 20 choices. So it's like, what type of coffee would you like this morning? Here's 20 choices of coffee. You can have any type you want. And they took one group and they gave them like 3 choices. Here's 3 types of coffee. You can pick any one you want. Have at it. And then afterwards, they checked to see who was the happy. I'm generalizing. I'm not. These aren't the exact details of the study, but I'm generalizing the idea. And then they examined and polled to see who was happier. Right? See which group was happier. And quite interestingly, the group with the lesser choice of only 3 was much happier than the group that had to agonize over 20 different choices of coffee to figure out what coffee they were going to drink. And so there is something to having some kind of a selective filter on what you're looking for, what you're looking at, because you can just be overwhelmed with too many choices. And I think that's kind of what the knife making community, not knife collecting, but the knife making community, that would be your big companies, have done. They are just so saturating the market that there's so many choices out there that people, at least me, I kind of throw up my hands and say, you know what? I don't like any of it. There's very few things I like. It all looks like the same stuff, and I don't like any of it. And I don't know if other people experience that, but it's an interesting phenomenon. Quite interestingly, there was another phenomenon. I love psychology. My undergrad work was in psychology. Undergrad. My second degree would have been in psychology. That's a better way to put it. More choices causes anxiety. Absolutely, it does. Absolutely, it does. It can. So the man, do we love people that lie? Now people are saying I'm selling clone knives. You know what? Want to know why knives? There are people that are gonna attack people no matter where, what, whatever. You better not be selling clone knives. But given the benefit of the doubt, we're gonna assume you're not. Okay. If someone comes forward with evidence to that effect, that's a whole different thing. But I would always weigh the evidence. You are welcome here, and would never hold that any kind of people lying about you against you. Okay. I believe me, I've had people try to hook me into slanderous stuff too. I griped about. I came on a live stream and griped about it a couple weeks ago because it was just ridiculous. And it's just evil. People who do things like that are evil. They're probably jealous and evil. Now, if there was a bad knife in something you sold, you obviously have an obligation to make it right. But other than that, don't let them get to you. That's negativity. We don't want it. We want to lift you up. So positive vibes there. Want to know why knives? We are not gonna let that get you down, are you? You're gonna respond to it. You never sold a knife in the first place. Well, that makes the lie even worse. I don't believe them. They are lying about you. Oh, that is so funny. That's ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous. Um, Chip with Blade Alchemy for you sold me my first clone. Really? That's awful. Yeah, I'm not. I just buy something like Tucson. Buy a knife company that's making their own knives. That's a budget, Chinese knife company. You're gonna be better off than buying clones. Clones are never gonna be as good as the original things because that's the whole reason they're making them. Okay, so that they're making them cheaper for less money, effort. That's the whole point of a clone. And so yeah, clones are never gonna do it. Yeah, if you can get something for 10 or 20 bucks, you're buying the knife for the knife it is, not because it's a clone of something else, right? And that's a whole different thing. I'm not judging on that at all. I'm just saying that, if you're buying it because you think, hey, man, that clone of a Shirogorov, I can get $50. It's gonna be just as good as that shirt. No, it's not. No way in hell anyone is going to spend the effort and time to make something as good as something that they're charging that much more for. It isn't gonna happen. Oh man, you're talking about knives now. If I had dream knives, and you want to ask me about Herman's, if I had a dream knife I could get my hands on and that I want to save up for, it'd be a really nice Herman. Um, that's a knife that I would like to get. You beat the crap out of it, and you wouldn't do that with a. Yeah, you know what? Hey, that brings up a point that I wanted to ask everybody. Do you have knives that you just won't carry? They're either too nice or you just don't like them, but you're just not going to carry them. They're in your collection. There's no way you're going to carry them. Um, I'm just curious about that because it seems to me that I have a couple, but the reason I don't carry them is because they're in good condition and they're probably worth a little bit more money staying in good condition. And if I ever had to get money back out, that would be the ones or the reason that I would have them. But pretty much otherwise, I carry. I mean, these guys came in a bag together. I mean, they're knives. They're meant to be used. They're machines and tools. They're meant to be handled and used and banged around. Blessed. McClacken and Sitfin sells super budget. Sativan, I can't say that. I've never been able to say that name either. Sativan has some pretty good knives. I like their design language. I'm just not real fond of some of their design materials. I have a Sativan that actually I was going to send you, Blessed, but you haven't ever sent me an address to do it. I keep telling you that, and I keep waiting, and you never send it to me. So one of these days you will, and I will do that. That OD green one that I showed the other day, the big long one. I would love to send that to you, but you haven't let me. So that being said, or you don't have the ability for me to send it to a place. I hear you. Yeah, I get that. But at some point, maybe you'll let me do that for you. Anyway, moving on here. Wow, we went way over on time. I think some other live streams are getting ready to start. You don't have any safe queens. Yeah, does anyone else have any safe queens? If you do, let me know here real quick, and then I'm going to be starting to wrap this thing up. We got to get going. I need to go eat. Need to get my food on. It's going to be about time for lunch here coming up soon. So I want everyone to have an absolutely wonderful day. I hope and I sincerely pray that today finds you better off, doing better, and in a better space than yesterday. And may you leave this live stream with a bigger smile on your face than you had when you came in. And may you go out and do something nice for somebody in the world and watch the repercussions. Watch the kindness spread. It will. It will absolutely spread. So at this point, I need to let you all look up my nostrils while I send this thing off to production. It's that time of day again. And I will see you all again tomorrow. I won't be doing a live stream tonight because I run D&D. Although I've thought about running the Dungeons and Dragons games from a live stream so you could watch me run the game, but there would be like zero interaction with you all watching. It would just be you watching me run the game while I'm interacting with my players. I don't know how cool you would find that. And let me know if you would find that cool. If I don't see it today in the chat, let me know next time. If anyone would like to watch that type of stuff. Thank you for all the hearts. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So let's look up my nostrils here. Have a fun D&D game. Yeah, I've been running this thing since 1985 in the same world, kind of a conglomeration of all the different modules and stuff. But I try to keep it internally consistent. And I've been running this same online game now since 2020. So yeah, we've got it going. I I could pretend like the camera was the eye of Sauron, some evil entity scrying over us. Players, something's watching us. Could be. Thank you. You all have a. This is where we stare up my nostrils for a little bit, and